Yes, y'all. Welcome in to episode 80 of the Dumb Marks podcast. It's your favorite Saturday brunch bunch, the best four-man booth back in the business. Welcome into episode 2 of Podomania 2. We did our prediction show Thursday night. For Jay, this is his first episode. We'll get to that in a minute. Nice of you to show up today. I guess it is technically WWE Day, so you were going to be here. You probably woke up this morning,
refreshed.
Yeah, refreshed. Stretched. You got out the bed. You tucked your WWE sheets back into your bed. Made your bed.
Wave that flag.
Yeah, touch that big W on top of your wall like you're Notre Dame walking out to the playing field. Like it's cool. Welcome in. Episode 2 of Podomania 2. We will be live again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, leading you into WrestleMania Night 2. And then Tuesday night, we have our WrestleMania recap weekend. We have special guests coming on tomorrow and Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. But how we living this morning? Everybody's excited. It is literally the longest day in pro wrestling history, I think, today.
Doing stupendous.
Yeah, I'm all ready. I'm excited for it just because it's WrestleMania weekend. So even though I've been on that WrestleMania fatigue, wrestling fatigue for a while, I'm excited for tonight.
You said it right the first time too.
So, real quick story here in the intro, and then we're going to jump straight into bell to bell because we got a lot to cover. Like I said, predicting Stand and Deliver, predicting night 1, recapping ROH Supercard of Honor from last night, maybe some Impact and other things. So this morning I wake up, get ready to go to the grocery store, doing my usual thing, turn the water on, pressure's a little low. Like, all right, no big deal, right? Go to the grocery store, come back. To get to my house, the road's blocked off. I'm like, me and my wife are in the car. I'm like, what's going on? Like, kids are in the house, still sleeping, Saturday morning, and like, oh, there's a water main break. Everything's shut off. Probably going to be about 6 to 7 hours for everything to be back up and turned on again. So,
jeez.
So right now I have zero water in the house. Can't do anything. So we are looking at staying at a hotel somewhere. So yeah, that's been my morning. It has been fun filled with BS as usual. So at least Jay, I didn't start off with the weather. So there's your last week. There you go. Hey, anybody got anything else this morning? All right, let's get into it. Hey, listen, if you're not a wrestling fan, like, we'll have some stuff towards the end of the show. Of course, we're still going to do our One Gotta Go in that. We'll have a special live edition of Drink of the Week. The four of us are getting together for WrestleMania party tonight. So we'll do a live Drink of the Week later on tonight. So make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe, check the bell so you get the notification when we go live for the Drink of the Week this week. But let's get right into it. Let's hop into it. Bell to bell. Let's go. All right. So as we said, today's probably the longest day in pro wrestling history, although yesterday was probably the longest night in pro wrestling history. A ton of stuff last night. Jay, if you would have showed up Thursday when we had our prediction show, we talked about what you're going to pick and choose to watch, how you're going to watch it, how you're going to consume it. I saw a bunch of stuff on the Twitter timeline last night. People had 2 computers, 2 TVs, and it was literally ROH, Impact, WWE, AEW, and yeah. Me myself, I was watching ROH Supercard on the computer. I turned on SmackDown. I saw the opening with the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant. I saw Madcap Moss win and eliminate Finn Balor, and I immediately turned SmackDown off. I said, nope, not doing that. Shut it down.
That's like young Bush.
Shut it down. Shut it down. You can't book the U.S. champion on Mania to begin with, and then you have him lose the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on WrestleMania Friday to freaking Madcap Moss. I'm done with you. I'm turning it off. I'm not even going to give you the rest of the attention for the go-home show. You can argue me all you want, Jay. That's terrible. That's terrible booking.
Finn came back out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pull double duty. Yeah, there you go. Pull double duty. Did he take the pin in the 6-man tag later on?
Yes, he did.
I saw on Twitter people were not happy that he won the battle royal. I didn't see anybody happy about it.
Time out. Finn came back out to pull double duty, and he ate the pin in the 6-man tag.
It's a theory, yes.
Just give that man a release. He don't deserve that. He doesn't deserve that.
Like, you're not. This isn't like an April Fool's on April 2nd joke. Like, you're being dead serious right now. Because like I said, I turned it off. Didn't watch it. I saw screen grabs later of him in the 6-man match, but I didn't look at anything. I didn't read anything this morning because I was dealing with the water main break shit. Like, so he really
no April Fools, no.
All right.
Wow.
We're not gonna go there right away. All right. So
putting over the younger town.
That's unbelievable.
He's done for the weekend, so.
You know, I was trying to be positive with them today. Like, I really was. I was like, this is, Mania.
That lasted 90 seconds.
Yeah.
You want young talent push, but don't want young talent push.
It got buried faster than Finn Balor's U.S. title reign. That's what it did. So, all right. Well, then let's get into the bit. I think what I would say stole the night last night. I don't count the Hall of Fame in this because that's separate. I'm gonna go back on Peacock and watch that because I really want to hear some of the speeches. I heard Queen Sharmel's was really good. Undertaker stole the show from everything that I was told. The Steiner brothers, Scott with a live mic. You never know what's gonna happen, but I heard theirs was really good. So there are people that I want to go back and hear and watch and listen to their speeches. So I take that out of the equation because it's not wrestling based, right?
It's
about wrestling, but
I saw Vince and Taker, so that was about an hour, and I watched that. It was good. It was different. Taker came out. He was wearing like an ear mic, so it's like he was like walking around the ring a little bit, talking to the crowd, talking to family, talking to the boys on the stage. So it was kind of cool, like something different.
Like a seminar.
But yeah, people were screenshotting, going, "The Undertaker, welcome to my TED Talk."
Yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. He gave a TED Talk last night. Yeah. Awesome. So take that out of the equation. We said Thursday night, ROH, Supercard of Honor, looking at the card and the lineup top to bottom, that coming out of the weekend, when we recap everything, it had the potential to steal the weekend and steal the show, given the lineup and the quality of matches that were on that card. And I was not disappointed last night.
No, I wasn't either.
Everybody showed up. They showed out. I thought the production looked great. I thought the stage looked great. Hearing a 2-man booth, you want to talk about refreshing and just like nostalgia feel all over again. Like, you don't really know how much you miss a 2-man booth until you get one. And Riccaboni and Caprice, Coleman, them two, they work really well together. I wish Ian was a little bit more energized at times. He kind of keeps the same tone, but it was just refreshing for a 2-man booth.
Yeah, they actually got a booth this time instead of just sitting at a road case on some stools, Just like, okay,
just want discount NXT 2.0?
A discount NXT 2.0?
Just want discount it? They got the 2-man booth.
I didn't even know they were back to a 2-man.
Same here. I did.
Riccaboni and Caprice are better than Vic and Wade. Wade doesn't. Vic Joseph does nothing for me. Wade Barrett is a star. I love him in that role. Like, I do. He's obviously not going to be on the main roster because you got Graves, you got McAfee. So, like, he's going to have to wait his turn if he gets moved up until one of those two step aside. But as a pair, as a duo, I'll take Riccaboni and Caprice over Wade and Vic Joseph just because Vic Joseph, to me, is the shits.
Is that the wrestler Caprice?
Yeah.
Oh, he's okay. Commentary now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how long he's been, but I enjoyed their commentary last night. I agree. It was there when it needed to be.
Yeah. No, good storytelling by them. They emphasized stuff. They added to what was going on in the ring. They didn't take away to where they were overshadowing the talent that was in the ring, which sometimes you'll get with commentators. So I thought from that standpoint, job well done. And then the card itself, I was invested from match 1 all the way through. I thought the kickoff show was good. For a kickoff show, the 0 hour that they did, thought Dalton Castle and Joe Hendry were really good. But once Swerve and Zayn came out to start the show, I was hooked from match 1 through the end of the main event. So, did you guys watch the show?
I'll watch the whole thing.
All right. So,
hey, we don't have the we didn't pay. So.
I mean, I signed up for Honor Club yesterday. It was $9.99. Watch the show. Depending on what they do and announce it, I may keep it. Because it is only $10.
Oh, so you got that with the $9.99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. People were on fight like, oh, this $30 was the best $30 I ever spent, and I'm on the timeline sliding in like, if you would have signed up for Honor Club, it was only $9.99.
Right.
So yeah.
That's why I signed up, because I was like, $10, it's worth it.
Yeah. That was, if this was regular pay-per-view, and this isn't just me blowing smoke up their ass, but honestly, if it was regular pay-per-view and like WrestleMania, where WrestleMania was, the $59, I would have paid that and been completely satisfied with my purchase last night. They gave you everything. They gave you high flying, they gave you car crash, they gave you pure wrestling, excellent storytelling, physical beatdowns. Like, it was just nonstop, top to bottom.
Some of them were complete surprises for the matches. Some maybe you expected, but I felt like the match kept your attention.
Yeah, and I heard there was a lot of scuttlebutt in the ROH hashtag ROH Supercard of Honor. People were like, "Oh, way to go! You have all these ROH guys losing to AEW guys," and I'm like, "Newsflash, they're all AEW guys." So it's one company. Like, yes, Ring of Honor is named, and people were like, "No, Tony Khan only bought the company and the library and the licensing. He didn't keep any of the wrestlers." Well, did you think the guys were? Do you think the guys were working for free last night? They got a payday. Like,
Ring of Honor released every one of their talent before the company was sold. So
yeah, like, that part of the internet wrestling community just like baffles me every time I see it. I'm like, how, like, you're bashing because new people are winning matches and titles and everything else, and not everybody that won last night is an AEW contracted wrestler. They're setting people up to kick off the new era of Ring of Honor, which got off to a great start last night. You had surprises. Suzuki, I called that. That was a surprise. But I mean, Mercedes, Chris Donald, you guys called that. I thought they were going to go with Willow. I mean, they gave you surprises last night.
Yuta, I think a lot of people might have been surprised that Yuta.
I was surprised at that when I saw that result. I was like, "Ooh, okay."
Yeah.
And that
I wanted
match
him to win, but it's like whenever I actually saw Yuta and Woods stand next to each other, I was like, and Woods had the match for a long period of time. He pretty much controlled that, and it's just like the storytelling in that was very good because it was Woods controlled, and then Yuta really kind of came back towards the end. And I honestly I didn't think he was going to get it, but I was happy with the outcome.
We said on the prediction show that the pure division can be something that this new era of ROH can continue to keep as their foundation that differentiates them from all other companies, just like Impact has the X division. and that type of feel. And last night, that match right there clearly shows why they should keep that division around, because that match was fantastic. Them explaining the rules for people that don't know what a pure match is, laying it out beautifully, keeping everybody apprised of what was going on as far as total number of rope breaks, situations where they were in the ropes doing stuff, explaining why that wasn't a rope break because they were, involved in, certain things. So like, it was just well done altogether. And Josh Woods, man, that dude is a top tier talent in ring wise. Whether or not you can get whether or not you can get the charisma and the promo, like, to be a guy, but talent wise in ring, he's a guy for sure.
Yeah. When we saw him in person, he was very good.
Yeah,
like his technical work was, like first tier. It really was.
And even going into
to
that
keep
match,
him around.
Yeah, for sure. There was a lot of clamoring for that in the media scrum afterwards in the YouTube's comments with people, telling Tony Khan sign Josh Woods. I forget what I was gonna say real quick. Oh, even going into that match with the video package, they gave the callback to the history of Wheeler being in ROH and being in that ROH pure tournament and how he's changed from that time till now and everything else. Like I said, I thought I didn't think there was a single miss last night from them, and it went way above my expectations. And I was going into it with a high expectation just based off of the match card itself.
The little things they changed in production value were good. They didn't do a lot. They added more lighting to the ring area. The stage was slightly different than what it's been, but I felt like everything that they did added to the production. Nothing really took away or was a bad change.
Good.
So with that, we can get to the main event and what happened afterwards. You guys both with your match of the night predictions, you could argue that the matches we all selected could have been match of the night based off of what happened. That the Briscoes versus FTR.
They left it in the ring.
The anticipation for that match, like, Jay, you want to talk about Sasha and Bianca last year at Mania? Just the crowd building and boiling over, and they're just standing there. It was that last night, man. Like, that was since Sasha and Bianca, I haven't heard a crowd or felt that. Like, I felt the energy, just like last year's WrestleMania. I felt that night one, like watching it on TV. I could only imagine what it was like to actually be there live in the crowd, because you could feel it last night watching it.
I'm surprised you didn't buy a last minute ticket to Dallas to go see the match live. That was your dream match of dream matches right there.
That was, and we, everybody's like, so in the moment, like, oh my God, that was the greatest tag team match ever. Like, that's all you saw. I want to go back and rewatch it again, probably 10 more times, because I'm sure there's little things that you'll pick up on each time you watch it that'll just make you appreciate it more than the first time. But watching it live, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this is definitely like top 5 worthy as far as greatest tag team match. Like, and FTR has been a lot of those potential greatest tag team matches, right? You go back to their days in NXT with DIY, Alpha Academy matches. Like, there was a bunch there that could be in consideration, but what they did last night and the story they told was just unbelievable.
No,
Any shock with them, with FTR going over?
I wasn't shocked. I think FTR still had Briscoe still had a good weekend. They won the GCW tag titles Thursday night. Had a great match with FTR. I don't know what happened between them and the Good Brothers. I didn't see the outcome of that for Impact, but I think they had a hell of a weekend, and I don't know where they're going to end up next, but last night did the way they ended the match. It kind of seemed like they were saying goodbye to the Briscoes and Ring of Honor.
So. Yeah, it felt that way for sure. Yeah. They got their just due. You had the surprise with the Young Bucks showing up. People were bitching about that too. Like, oh, of course you had to get the AEW Dynamite plug in, and I'm like, dude, again. and it's a team
that on NXT. So.
And it was a team that was in ROH forever and has held the ROH World Tag Team titles multiple times. Like, there's history there. It wasn't just like they didn't just send in, Jurassic Express or the Acclaim. Like, it was the freaking Young Bucks. Like,
and just like you said before, they're all under the same umbrella. Yeah. So
then they announced this week we already had the match booked of FTR versus the Young Bucks. Now it'll be for the AAA tag title and the Ring of Honor tag title.
Awesome. Yep. Both titles. Cool.
Yeah. Both titles.
All right, we got to
stop. You look like you got something to say, Jay.
We just got to stop with all this belt collecting.
To a point. I mean, I agree. I don't think they did it. I don't think they did it from a belt collecting standpoint. I think it was, because like we said, given Jay's past and what was said, the likelihood of them signing them and keeping them around, even if they are just strictly Ring of Honor, don't know how that was going to work out, right? Yeah. Especially because we don't know where TV-wise, platform-wise, when Ring of Honor is going to be on, where it's going to be on, how often it's going to be on. Like, we know none of that. So if they're trying to get it on TNT or TBS, then you're not going to have the Briscoes in Ring of Honor. That's just...
I really expected an announcement of that last night. We didn't get that, so must still be a work in progress.
And I'm fine if they keep stuff strictly to Honor Club or Fight until they can get everything mapped out, planned out, settled down. Like, you have YouTube that you can throw stuff on.
Yeah.
There's ways you can get the product out there to keep the interest going. But yeah, that match itself, good luck in my Liam Neeson voice from Taken. Good luck following that last night. Good luck following that the rest of the weekend. That we've said it before. There's been how many matches that people are putting in their match of the year category, right? Yeah. That one for sure is match of the year worthy as of right now. Hands down, no doubt about it. The suplex out of the ring spot blew my God. I didn't think he was actually going to hit it. Like, I get nervous every time they do that because that's a 10-foot drop, 12-foot drop, right? You got the ring, the person then being lifted up, like when you're looking at 12, 14 feet in the air.
The whole scene afterwards, like, I don't know if he was really hurt or was just selling it. If he was selling it, he did a great job at selling it. Because he had me.
No, he definitely did, but you could see him in the media scrum afterwards, walking to the table to sit down and talk, and then getting up and walking off the stage. Like, he was stiff as a board. Like, had a hard time moving around. So I think that definitely took more out of. I thought that Mark and Cash were going to be there to like catch them.
Okay.
So when it actually happened and they both went over, and Jay took as much of a bump on that as Dax did. Dax probably a little bit more, but like I did legit, my hands went right to my head, like, holy shit, like couldn't believe they actually did that bump. And I would not suggest anybody else doing that bump. I saw it one time, don't want to see it again. That was one of those where it's like,
safety is like,
too
risky.
Way too many things that could go wrong on that.
And we talked about, like, with NXT, how close the fans are to the ring now. It's like Ring of Honor last night, they did a great job of having enough room around the ring, to the fans. And it's like for especially for something like that, they needed that room.
Did they have that New Japan? That New Japan space.
The barrier and the barrier.
I think New Japan might have a little bit more still, but
yeah. So that was for me. That was my match of the night. I said that going in, I wasn't going to change, and they delivered. It's hard to take something that you anticipate so much, and like the fans are clamoring for, and then wrestlers get in there, and it's like that with movies too, right? Like, this is the best movie ever, and and then you watch it, and it's like, man, that was like, what are you doing here? Like, I remember that way back years ago when No Country for Old Men came out, and it was like, oh my god, this is the greatest movie ever, and I watched it, I'm like, not really, but okay. Like, the hype rarely lives up, right? Regardless of what you are talking about, hype is hype. And that,
Oscar hype is usually the worst hype.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm not going there.
And I don't need any more Will Smith, Chris Rock slap references.
Oh, you're getting one tonight.
You're gonna get.
Oh, you're gonna get it
before the weekend ends. But
they did what, like 5 last night just on Ring of Honor.
I think NXT pulled out 2 on Tuesday.
Yeah. I remember one specifically that Wade said for sure on NXT on Tuesday. So
like during the Woods Yuta match, Yuta went up and slapped Woods, and I think it was Ian said something just like, "Oh, there's a slap like we saw on Sunday." It's just like, like you couldn't play back to Regal instead of Chris Rock and Will Smith. Like, that would have probably been my one complaint, and I'm not even putting that as like an official complaint, but
yeah. So, and we're not going to spend a ton of time on this. I just want to touch on the main event, what happened afterwards. Gresham and Bandito. Again, another match that should have happened at Final Battle. Obviously, we didn't get it because Bandito with COVID, but they lived up and delivered. And I forgot how good Bandito was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I haven't watched him a ton, but you know what I mean? Like, we saw him years ago in All Out, and of course, Ring of Honor and everything. But I haven't actually seen him wrestle in probably 6 months, 7 months, right? And seeing him in there and watching him go with Gresham, like, it was unbelievable last night what those two did. They told a classic pro wrestling story in the ring.
Now, was this the same match we were supposed to get back in December?
Yes.
Title for?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no. Then it was just for the title. This was because Bandito couldn't show up. They did an interim title, so this was to unify them.
Okay. Yeah, they gave Gresham the ROH Classic Heavyweight Champion, so the original heavyweight title belt. Bandito had the ROH World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay,
and that's how they did it with that. So the match was fantastic. I thought the finishing sequence was amazing. The moves, the counters, the back and forth. Mm-hmm. Gresham with a roll up, and it's like, oh my god, he won with a roll up. But no, that's what Jonathan Gresham does. He puts you in those predicaments. That's how he is. If he's not submitting you out and tapping you out in the octopus, he's more than likely going to turn you into a pretzel to get a roll up somehow.
And he's not doing like the traditional roll up. He's doing some school of like
he's not pulling the Paul Smackage, as Christian used to say on the ENC pod, where he's rolling you up with the traditional small package.
Good old 24/7 roll up.
Yeah, yeah, you're getting something technical with Gresham.
So they have the match. Gresham wins. I think we all agreed it was the right call to put it on him to be the guy for this new era of Ring of Honor. Then you get Jay Lethal coming out, and Lethal had an interesting night based off of what he did in his match with Lee. They continued the continuation of his free fall based off of what's happened in AEW to this point, with him constantly losing and looking for a change. What do I need to do differently for opportunities, so on and so forth. And he got to the point where, hey, I can't beat this guy, so I'm going to low blow him. And that got a major heat for him from the ROH crowd, especially given Lethal's history in the company. what he's done, always abiding by the honor code and everything. So that got major heat. Then they beat Lee Moriarty down afterwards. Sanjay comes in, breaks it up, and ushers Lee into the back. Or I'm sorry, ushers Lethal into the back. Main event ends. Gresham grabs the mic, and Jay comes out immediately, and people are booing him, right? And he challenges him right there on the spot. Hey, I'm not waiting for an opportunity. I'm taking one. And they get into it. Sanjay comes out to break him up, and then Lethal and Sanjay turn and start beating Gresham down. And it's like, all right, this is how they're going to go off. And then the music hits. And Samoa Joe walks out on the ramp, takes that towel down off his head. Facials were fantastic from Lethal and Dutt. Joe comes out, clears out the ring, picks Gresham up. They raise the champ's hand, and show goes off the air. Everybody's happy. I thought it was a very fitting ending to what was a hell of a night and to usher in the new era of ROH.
Yeah. For the match itself, I didn't like Chavo's involvement. I thought that took away a little bit from the match. I just felt like, especially like the sequence there was one point where he pulled Bandito away from getting, and that kind of started an altercation between him and Bandito, and to the point whenever, at one point, Chavo hits Gresham with the title to try to let Bandito steal the win. And I just felt like everything in that little area just felt off in between there.
I didn't need it, but I felt like they did it Ring of Honor, right? The honor code being stand up, right? That to establish for new fans that come in that's never watched Ring of Honor before last night, you're setting that groundwork as to what you're going to get from the competitors in the ring. So I thought from that standpoint, it was used well. Like with you, I didn't think I needed it at all.
No.
To get to that point to establish it, but I see why they did it. But yeah, I don't think
there's more.
Think it needed.
Like if they just had that be last night and that's it, like just one and done. Like it's like, okay, what was the point of it? But if Chavo maybe stays in, kind of creates a group, kind of like Tully Blanchard's doing, then maybe I can understand the justification behind it. He was trying to get the title in a way, so we'll see. But I agree, the ending with Samoa Joe coming out and everything, I thought that was the perfect way to end it. I mean, that kind of makes like the true Ring of Honor diehards leaves a good taste in their mouth to go off the air, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Good stuff all the way around. Great card. Was an excellent kickoff to the weekend itself from a pay-per-view standpoint, and what we expect. But like I said, it's going to be hard pressed for whether it's Mania night 1 or 2, or I think GCW has another event going off tonight.
Stand and Deliver in a couple.
Stand and Deliver, like it's going to be hard pressed to beat that card. And speaking of Stand and Deliver, we could get into breaking that down, because behind Ring of Honor's card, Stand and Deliver was the card that I was most looking forward to on the weekend. Like I had them ranked ROH Supercard of Honor, Stand and Deliver, Mania, probably night 2 over night 1. That's kind of the order I had as far as my rankings for the shows this weekend. So let's get into NXT. We can touch on anything from Tuesday night and then go off and predict the show here, which will kick off in about an hour and a half on the Peacock.
All right.
I'm mad I laughed at that. Thought I was more mature.
We'll start it off with LA Knight versus Gunther.
So yeah, well, before we break this down, Chris, are you kind of caught up? Did you watch Tuesday night?
I didn't. I'm not caught up, so I wanted to, but I didn't get a chance.
This is,
Hey.
Majority of this podcast is about pro wrestling, right?
Yep. And when pro wrestling sucks, I ain't watching it. Yeah, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT to me just aren't worth it.
NXT has been
I'm
good
telling you.
And this build up to this card has been really good.
Even Siri agreed with me. I said that, and she goes, "I thought so."
And I'm with Chris too. I'm with Chris too. I didn't watch anything because I don't believe in NXT. So
all right, Jay. So I guess me and you will carry the show here for this segment, and then we can get the hot tag with all four. Hopefully, at some point, all four of us will be able to give opinions and predictions. People bitch that I talk too much on this show, but I don't know what else to do because. Man. All right. So go ahead. Put Gunther versus LA Knight.
LA Knight versus Gunther. Yeah.
Jay, what do you got as far as this match goes? You know, break down what you disliked as far as what they've done so far, and then we'll go around the horn and give our prediction for the match itself.
Well, this was just like a quick 1 week build, it felt like to me. So
I thought you just like matches.
I
thought you just like matches.
I'm just telling you guys. You guys think I'm laying it out for you.
Oh, I don't need to lay it out.
I mean, they've teased from like a traditional build standpoint. Yeah, I would say it's maybe a week or two, but along the way they've interacted and have crossed enough to where you could see this is the match that they were going to go with.
But to me, one of these are the guy.
Gotta be, right? You would think.
One of these has to be the guy to next in line. So I'd rather have LA Knight as a champ, but match wise, I think Gunther would win.
He looks tremendous.
He does.
Like he was never out of shape. It was just, I think, just like his body, like given his build, he just looked a certain way based off of his natural body type. You know what I mean? But since moving over here, and you could tell he's been here and training for a while now. Like, not saying he didn't train whenever he lived across the pond, but you can really tell that he's been at the PC working, training, and everything else, and he looks tremendous. Like
slimmed up, and ain't nothing come off them chops yet. So
no. And I think out of the two right now, I would most like to see Gunther up on the main roster, along with the rest of Imperium, and let them get a run, which hopefully we'll see, a debut either Monday night or next Friday. Because they'll have debuts and comebacks on both nights. So, yeah, this one's going to be a physical slap fest, hard hitting. I'm going to go with Gunther for the win here.
I'm going to go Gunther too.
We get 3,
and you get 4. I like the dude since he first premiered in NXT UK. I mean, nothing bad about him at all.
Now, Gunther, aka Walter, it's still so weird to say Gunther. Like, even though it's been some time now, like that's one that I just can't.
Yeah.
You guys was up last Walter. Week. You said LA Knight versus Gunther, and I was like, "Who's Gunther?" So.
Yeah.
Everything he's been in has been damn near match of the year.
That's what I was just getting ready to bring up, Jay. Like, what do you expect from him? Because normally this time of year, whenever he's on, he does put match of the year. Yeah. Him and Dragunov last year stole the weekend. They usually
have more with a technical person. So LA Knight's a different style than he's used to, but this will be more what they're going to give him moving forward. So.
Yeah, this man could be champ, and he could have the brother run for 7 years, and I'll be okay with it. I would be.
All right, up next, another singles match. We got Ciampa versus Tony D'Angelo, and Ciampa on Tuesday, I know, said that this looks to be like his last NXT match.
Yeah, he cut the great promo Tuesday night, and instead of getting up and throwing the chair, he quietly folded it up, placed it on the wall, and you saw the debut of his NXT run, and then the 4/2/22 today's date for the end of it. So we saw him last night on SmackDown in the Battle Royal. I don't know if that means he's going to be on the blue brand moving forward, but it does look like this is the end for Tommaso in NXT, and he is getting a call up to one of the main roster shows. We'll see which one he actually appears on. But that last of the true black and gold era comes to an end in about an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm not completely sold on D'Angelo and him, but I thought the build to it has been all right. Make another star on your way out, and I think Ciampa will do that.
How you doing, man?
What's going on? I think Ciampa will do the right thing and make Tony look good and put him over to help elevate him in NXT right now.
Character-wise, I'm still not sold on D'Angelo, but in ring, he's been impressing me every now and then. So I think it's gonna be a good match. I'm going with Ciampa though.
Oh, win on the way out the door.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Unless it's some shenanigans.
Not many people get the win out the door. I mean, I don't know if anybody's gotten the win out the door, honestly.
Unless you political in the back.
I agree. Good on.
You agree with Ciampa?
Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with you. As much as you usually see the take the loss on the way out, I think I got to go Ciampa.
I'm going D'Angelo. Do the right thing.
If he was leaving, I think I would say, yeah, take the loss. But if it's
what guy that's gotten called up in a like a true call up sense actually went out with a win? Even ones leaving the company didn't go out with a win. Gargano left in a loss.
Yeah.
Cole left in a loss.
Cole left in a loss. Even when you go back to further back, it's usually you drop the title to the next guy and you get called up. So,
and Ciampa's a company guy and a traditionalist, so I would probably see D'Angelo winning this, but
it just sucks that it's not like for the belt to where he gets like the main event, end of the show, goodbye type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing that I'm a little disappointed in, given what he's done for the brand over the years.
I couldn't believe whenever he put up the dates how long it's been. Like I didn't realize it was 2015. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
No, it doesn't.
So, yeah. All right, next.
We'll go with the NXT Tag Team Championship, Imperium versus the Creed Brothers versus MSK. This
one for me is a coin flip based off of the stories they've been telling on the show as far as what's going to happen. If Imperium and Walter, see, there I go again.
I'll say it for what it is. It's just right.
If Imperium and Gunther are going to get called up, then I see them dropping the belts. However, if they drop the belts, I'm not sure based on what they've told who's going to win. Initially, when they announced the match, I was going to say the Creed Brothers will get the win, but they've been telling this story with them over the past couple of weeks of a duo. You don't know who they are. You haven't seen a face yet, but they've been going after Diamond Mine and trashing the locker room and leaving messages and everything else. So like they have their own separate side story going on besides the story of this match here that's going to take place today. So I don't know if you give it to MSK again, that'd be 3 times for them as champs. It's in a weird place right now as who do you think is going to win the match based off of what they've done on the build.
And I kind of like that to a point, but yeah.
It definitely takes the predictability out of it because you really don't know. You can argue for all 3 of them.
Like coming in, I hated the Creed Brothers. And when they were associated with John Young and then kept going, I was like, these dudes going to kill somebody when I first seen them. And now it's just like, throw them across the ring, drop them on the head. I don't give a damn. This is entertainment. They
have grown on me a little bit here. So I think this is a sneaky match to be really good. Given the 3 teams that are in there, I think obviously Imperium's really good, MSK is really good, and I think the Creed Brothers being in there with both of them, you could have the potential for some magic to happen in the match itself. So, Chris, who you got?
Something tells me that Gunther and Imperium aren't going away just yet. I mean, I don't know, especially coming off of, which we'll get to the title match later, but I don't know where that future is going, and I could kind of see Gunther getting a run down NXT before main roster call up. So I'm going to stick with Imperium here, just off of how we've talked in the past, how they're trying to call people up quicker in NXT, or figure out their place. Does MSK really need to stick down in NXT much longer?
MSK on the main roster will get lost, and they'll be out of the company in 4 months.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think their gimmick will connect.
Yeah. I don't know where their future is right now. Because I couldn't even see it in NXT much longer, because what else can they do?
Yeah, from that standpoint, absolutely. I think, Jay, to the gimmick, I think because I saw what they were able to do in Impact as the Rascals and Connect, and because you can put them as like true kitty babyface for main roster, like I think you can get the kids to buy into them, tweaking some things to where you don't have like the high guy 420 Wii references constantly. But yeah, I think from that standpoint you can. I don't know if they'll connect with everybody on the main roster though. Donald?
I'm going to Creed Brothers, the younger talent. Imperium been champs for too long, too many times. MSK, too many times. Somebody knew. I don't know the story, but somebody knew.
I'm going to go with the Creed Brothers just because I want to see Bivens' celebration. That's it. That's the only reason why. He's tremendous and just absolute gold in everything he does. And that man is like almost like national treasure level to where we need to protect Bivens at all time, especially his Twitter game. It's undefeated. He's never lost. So let me get that celebration from Bivens. WrestleMania weekend, absolutely.
I don't want to see MSK with the titles again. They didn't have too many times, and I want to see where this Creed plays out. So I'm gonna go with Imperium as retaining. Maybe you get the debut tonight of the two attacking Creed.
I mean, you have them win the belt and they jump the champs. We've seen that before in NXT. So wouldn't be a bad way to debut somebody surprise wise, if done correctly. So
it'll be the Dirty Dogs.
That would be out of nowhere. All right, so we'll go into the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship next. We have the champions Toxic Attraction versus the returning Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
I hate this. I hate it.
How it came about.
Yeah. I Tuesday night to have Raquel come back and Dakota just jump in their arms and we get the reunion and now they're challenging for the belts. I would have much rather have seen Dakota and Wendy Sleepy Chew challenge for the belts, given everything that they've done. I just don't like how we got here with it. And to me, why are you bringing back Raquel in the NXT? Like what? Like
one last trip.
Not saying that she's like going to be main roster and absolutely kill it or whatever, but like there's nothing left for her. So what you're going to have them go?
I feel like she still needs work, but accomplishment wise, there's nothing left to do.
And it was just so thrown together, like that reunion, for as much as they beefed and the turn and like the weird place that they put Dakota in as far as her character and everything else. Like, so what is because she reunited with Raquel, is she going to come out today? I almost said tonight, but it's today because what time the show goes on. Is she going to come out and be like normal Dakota again? Because like, to me, like she fractured and split based off of everything that happened with Raquel and Raquel beating her and her best friend going away and all that. Like, is she going to be whole again and come out as Dakota that we saw before with Raquel, or are they going to still continue this weird character with her? So I don't like anything about it at all. I mean, it's, oh, hey, we've beaten every other female tag team we got, so we're going to challenge you because we haven't faced you guys yet. It doesn't do anything for me.
Toxic Attraction retains.
Dawn, you got a fan club out there. Said evidence behind him proves that Dawn is the heavyweight champion.
Listen, we don't need people hyping up Pimp D. Okay, he got the glasses on the he got the glasses on the Scully. He's not wearing them yet. He'll have his boss time rings on later on tonight for the WrestleMania party. But let's not feed that ego. Okay. He'll walk in with a silk shirt and a 3-piece suit on tonight.
That might be tomorrow.
There's definitely no ego.
Wearing that church outfit to the WrestleMania.
There's definitely no ego. I would definitely be the Brooklyn Brawler. I'll job it to anybody. I'll make people look good.
Get that paycheck.
Yep, that's it.
All right, so Donald, you got Toxic Attraction.
Yes.
Jay, who you got?
I'm going with Toxic Attraction, just how this was thrown together.
Chris?
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Toxic Attraction as well. I think Raquel's going to be on her way up. I like Raquel. I didn't love her run with the title. I think she could use a little bit more work, but I just like you said, I don't see much else for her down in NXT. So
I think with her, I think her run hurt from the standpoint of she didn't have a lot to go against.
True.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
Ripley was the last.
It was that transition period. It was flipping over. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot besides Dakota for her to go after, Io, but that
Io took time off. Yeah.
Even just her matches, they were just okay to me. I like her. I liked her gimmick and everything, but
I think if there would have been better competition there, I think the run would have played out better for her. So,
yeah. I mean, we'll see if she does get moved to the main roster. We'll see how she does against the talent up there.
You saw the talent up there.
Yeah.
I'll go Toxic just to retain because I hate the story and the thrown togetherness that came about from this match itself. So, all right, next
this for women's division.
Yeah,
thrown together. Yeah.
So next we'll go into the NXT Women's Championship. Champion Mandy Rose versus Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray.
Again, I hate this because the story they won the Dusty Cup. They were supposed to challenge Toxic Attraction. They pull this swerve where it's Mandy says she can beat all 4 women and she didn't say she beat them all at the same time on the same night. Like, to me, it's just
lazy,
it's a shoehorn fit.
Lazy creative.
Yeah. And I would have much rather have seen it be Mandy and Cora just because of your NXT 2.0. You're supposed to be building new, younger talent. Like, let them go out there and do. I don't know if maybe they don't have the belief in Mandy to be able to carry a match. I don't, that's pure speculation. I have no idea because I think she's done really good work since she's been in NXT. So I'm not shitting on her work. It's just
I was thinking it was Cora wasn't ready yet. That's what I was thinking. And maybe they just add more people in
I mean, I get it. Kylie Ray and Io are more seasoned, better off to carry a match and do some things. But in that instance, so what? If Mandy retains, do you have Cora take the pin? Then it's like, why we even have Io and Ray in the match?
I'd have Kylie Ray take the pin.
With Mandy retaining?
Yeah.
All right. Chris?
I could see Mandy retaining here. I think it's too soon for Cora. I see Mandy retaining, but I would my prediction I would like to see is Kaylee Ray win the title today.
Yeah, please put up the last comment there from Blue Ice.
Random comment.
Listen, it's noon. It's beer o'clock. It's whiskey clock. It's somewhere. It's drinking time. Okay, so I'm not mad at this at all. You want to drink the fit this early to get the day started? It's a long day. You may tap out before Mania even kicks off, but hey, more power to you. Let's go.
And that's drink of the week. It's a good shit.
That's like
Absolutely. Yeah, we're not going Henny for the drink of the week, but if we do that, that may get brought out later on. You never know.
I definitely won't make it through anything.
No, not at all.
Right.
Kaylee Ray been with NXT for a while now, and she always wants to go after the title. So I definitely think it's her time. So I got Kaylee Ray for the win.
The women's title matches in NXT usually live up and have delivered more times than not on a takeover, stand and deliver, whatever you want to call it, pay-per-view now with NXT 2.0. I just don't see this one living up and being, the most talked about match on the card when oftentimes the women match was arguably the best match on the card.
Yes.
So,
especially during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
Like that takeover during WrestleMania weekend is great.
So hopefully I'll be pleasantly surprised. Like I want them to over deliver. I'm going in with low expectations. So I want them to over deliver so I could eat crow and say I was wrong. But I'll go with Mandy.
Okay. All right. Next up, we got the North American Championship in a ladder match. We got champion Carmelo Hayes versus Santos Escobar, Solo Sika, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes.
Well, you could tell you haven't watched NXT 2.0 because you pronounced Solo's last name wrong. So, way to have
I actually haven't watched him wrestle yet. So,
yeah, way to have a JR moment. See, it's Sokoa, but we'll go with Sika just play along for shits and giggles. This has been the most enjoyable build to a match on the pay-per-view. I think I loved everything they did with it, with Carmelo being the a la GM and making guys that want to challenge for his title go through qualifying matches to face the final boss, as he calls himself, for his North American Championship. I didn't like the way they went at the end on Tuesday with everybody cutting a promo and then the brawl in the ring. I could have done without that. I didn't need that, but the story here for me, we're going to get the Cameron Grimes coronation moment based off of the story they told. We've gotten serious Grimes building up to him, winning to make his father proud and come out with a Zack Ryder Intercontinental Champion type moment on top of the ladder. So I'm going to go with Grimes here to get the W.
I will go with Grimes also. Time to give him his moment, just because I think they got bigger plans for Carmelo.
I'm hoping they have bigger plans for Carmelo and Escobar. Put the title on that guy at some point. But I'm going with Grimes. Same here, yeah.
Chris?
I'm going to stick with Carmelo. Retain the title.
He feels like he's outgrown that. You know what I mean? Like I need him to step up and wrestle for the belt.
Mm-hmm. Especially since the main title is going to be like in a transition period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Like you get to a certain point and it's like, all right, I need you to move on. I need you to take the next step.
Mm-hmm.
As good as he's been, and he's been fantastic as this champ, I just feel like he's outgrown this belt to where I need you with the bigger strap.
Yes.
I'm just trying to look down the road to see who's he taking it off of, and
That'll get into our conundrum whenever we talk about the NXT title match here. Let's get right into that then. We got NXT Championship, Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker.
Again, not that I haven't liked what they've done, because I think Dolph has been good, and if you're going to help cultivate young talent, then you can take some of these guys that aren't necessarily doing a lot on Raw and have them rub and touch and interact on NXT. Plus, it's a way for those guys to be evaluated. You know, if you got AJ working with a Grayson Waller, you got Bobby Roode, or I'm sorry, Big Bob, and Dolph working with, you know, with Braun. They can use that as the, hey, he's ready, he's good. You know what I mean? To get that extra talent evaluation done. I don't. This is so weird. And like you said, like if we want Carmelo to take the next step and move on to the belt, to this title, like, is it good to put him and Braun in a feud? For the brand, I would think so, but I think Braun is like going to be hot shotted here.
That's what I was feeling. Yeah.
So
I mean, you want two heels,
right? So like him and Dolph, that doesn't work because character.
I would love that match, but
match wise, yeah, I agree. It would be fantastic. But again, character wise, and I don't need a babyface Carmelo. Like I love the cockiness, the arrogance, the, you know, when I shoot, I don't miss. Like, give me all that heel side. I don't know if you can transition that to be a babyface, but I'm gonna Hall of Fame. Your dad and your uncle go in first WrestleMania. I'll go with Braun to beat Dolph, which means Braun will stay in NXT for right now. I don't think he'll get the call up.
I'm gonna go Dolph.
You go Dolph, and you bring up Braun on Raw.
I wouldn't, but that's what I'm feeling.
I'm going with Braun. Just stick down with NXT for a bit. They have so many different, like they have so many events. Like they could have him lose on one of those, you know, TV specials that they do, and then bring him up. Because I think the main roster is going to get a bunch of people anyway after Mania.
If you don't hot shot him now at Mania, draft time is usually around the fall, right? October-ish, September, October.
Technically, yeah.
That would be like a year for him in NXT from debut time. Would you prefer him get a call up then in the draft because he has more seasoning down in NXT and has worked longer?
Definitely. I prefer that.
I prefer that.
Especially since they're going to be bringing in what's the dude's name?
Cody.
No, the wrestler. Yeah, they're planning on hot shotting him. I don't know.
Gabe Stevenson.
Gabe Stevenson.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know if you can hot shot both of them at the same time.
Especially because we don't know what's going on with the brand split after this unification between Reigns and Lesnar. Like, how that's going to shape out and work out. So I can see if you're keeping two brands and you want to have one put Gable on Raw and you have Braun on SmackDown, then you could kind of work it because it's separate. But if we're going away from that, it might be hard to push two at once. So
I'm going to go with something different, something different than what you guys are saying, but something that they've done before. Braun wins, gets brought up to the main roster, then he has to drop the title, and then you get new contenders to fight for that title.
To me, I don't like that because
it's a tournament
it's like the title switch between Becky and Charlotte because we got drafted at different brands. I don't like that.
So, at least it's people that you're not sure. It gives everybody a chance to get elevated. I'd actually rather see that only because I think they need to develop some talent for NXT right now for that title.
I don't know.
So do you want him almost like how KO was when he was called up and he fought Cena while he was champ, but still go back down to NXT?
No, like I'd have him win the title and then, on Tuesday, whenever he gets brought up, whether it's this week or next week, whatever. If he gets brought up this week, okay, then Tuesday, it's like, I'm called up though, but so title's vacant now. And they'll announce what they're going to do. They've done that before, but
I mean, WWE, it's all about creating moments and, you'd have the moment of him winning on
Yeah.
WrestleMania weekend, but story wise and just
But if he stayed till the draft, I'd be okay with that too.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he'd hold the title that long, but
No.
all right. So who you got as far as match of the day, not match of the night, because the pay-per-view goes on in 54 minutes from now. So who do you got for match of the day for NXT Stand and Deliver?
I'm going with the ladder match.
ladder match.
I'll go Dolphin Braun.
I'm gonna go ladder match. I'm gonna go ladder match too, and I think that's the way that starts the show.
Okay.
NXT ladder matches are just like Impact's Ultimate X. You just go pick up for match of the night.
Yeah. That's a. I'll start the show with that.
Yes.
All right, that's Stand and Deliver.
All right, so let's get into night one, WrestleMania. I think we got seven matches tonight.
We
Too
have
many
7
damn
matches and then the KO show. So wherever that falls in. Now, none of these right now are announced as a pre-show. So we might see something get moved to the pre-show because it's freaking 2 hours long. Or maybe they add matches to it, but
So you got fans going from 1 to 3, right? Then 5 to 7 or 6 to 8, right? 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
6 to 8.
And Mania 8 to 11, 11:30ish.
Just say midnight.
Already, Dallas is a clusterfuck when it comes to
And it's about like
logistics.
And what is it about like 45 minutes from downtown Dallas out to Jerry World?
Well, Stand Deliver is going to be at what? In downtown? It's not.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's about a 45-minute drive out to Arlington from there.
Probably with traffic half hour.
Mm-hmm.
They better have shuttles or something.
Yeah. And then, the line mess that we went through down there.
Well, just was a nightmare for that WrestleMania.
Hopefully they have that all sorted out, because that logistically, besides the issue with Brooklyn or MetLife with the buses and
the train system,
the trains and everything, and going to midnight whenever they weren't supposed to, and all that. Dallas, the first Dallas and Jerry World was, and you guys were there, was just a shit show. That was
to get in was a shit show.
Yes.
Yeah, get in. Our seats were double bought. People had to stand. Like it was a mess all the way around.
Then you got in, so not only did where we sat that year, where we got in, you had to wait to get in, where they checked your tickets, and then inside was how you got right where we got in was how you got up to the suites, and they were having issues scanning the people for their suites. So that was everything up inside
and down below. So it was just one big jam over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
About the bathrooms and concession stand.
Yeah. We got in. We grabbed a drink, and then we were like, we all went to our seats, and we never got up the rest of the night.
Hopefully it's better from an experience standpoint, and it's not like last time or in Allegiant where the pay system went down, couldn't buy food or drinks.
Yeah.
And,
gosh.
The WrestleMania sound caught on fire. Let's hope for none of those things tonight.
And I'm figuring Hollywood's going to be 2 nights too, so they got to figure out this system, because NXT can't be
in the afternoon.
Yeah,
like this.
All right, so let's jump in. No rhyme or reason as to the order of these matches. We'll go through them. We'll just put them up, talk about them, and see what we got here from night one of WrestleMania.
Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
Skip. I don't care. This is bullshit.
Bathroom break match of the night.
This is the SmackDown match. Like literally should be on SmackDown.
Now listen, as we go through
this build. I don't enjoy it, but
so this is the issue with 2 nights of WrestleMania. We talked about it before, and Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca talked about it on Busted Open. As far as excitement and investment, there's maybe only like 4 to 5 matches out of 14 that you're truly excited and invested in. Everything else is filler. It's a Raw, it's a SmackDown. It's taking up time, and we got to go back. Jay, you said it. Chris, I think we've all echoed it on the show here. Mania should be one night, 4 hours, the best of the best. If you can't get on, you can't get on.
Yep,
that's it.
What was New York?
What do you mean?
That was
6 hours, 7 hours.
That was like 12 matches.
Yeah, that was way too damn long itself.
Roman and Triple H didn't start till like 25 after 11, and that went to
Dallas
up. That butted up right
Dallas.
to midnight.
I think Dallas was worse because you didn't expect it. I think we, at least in New York, we expected it a little bit more, and it still ended up the way it was.
And it felt like longer in New York.
Yeah.
Because up in New York, there was 3 matches I took off in a row. I just had to get up and like leave.
Yeah.
What was it? I think it was after midnight when Becky officially won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think even in the record books, like they have her marked the next day instead of the day of WrestleMania because of that.
Look, to me, this feud has been going on way too long.
Yes.
Like we're talking 6 months worth of.
And I don't care for McIntyre's end of it.
And for me, this is gonna be more about Corbin and Madcap Moss breaking up than Drew. And I heard rumor Drew's gonna be the next guy to go after the champ, whoever that is. It's just listen, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley both, based off of where they were at WrestleMania 1 year ago, have completely fallen off a cliff. You got Lashley and Almost, you got Drew and freaking Happy Corbin. And last year they wrestled for the WWE title.
I don't mind Lashley because he's still been in the picture. Drew has just been in the same area since he dropped the title.
He needs a new coat of paint. He needs to drop the sword, drop the kilt.
Go ahead.
And I liked bum ass Corbin way better than Happy Corbin. So I hope Baron loses and he goes back to broke bum ass Corbin, because 1, I like hearing McAfee say bum ass Corbin on the show each week. And 2, I love the character way better than this happy laugh at dad jokes. I just don't need it. We spent too much time on this match anyways.
McIntyre or Corbin.
McIntyre, I will never pick Corbin.
Drew's not losing at Mania.
Did you Corbin's joke? Did that go over for you
last night
with the sword?
Yeah,
the sword.
I didn't hear it.
He was like, "What does Drew McIntyre's sword and his mother have in common?" He lost both.
No. Moving on.
I mean, that's a bad dad joke, but it's also a tasteless dad.
That's tasteless.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're 0 for 2 with
that. We got the New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge Holland.
Obviously, we know this was supposed to be a 6-man. Then the injury to Big E happened. Kofi was on Pat McAfee's show yesterday for about 35 minutes. Great interview, good listen. New Day doesn't lose at WrestleMania. I like the group of Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch. If Butch wasn't Butch and he was actually Pete Dunne, and he didn't dress up like he was Bagger Vance, in playing Matt Damon in Bagger Vance,
Just take the hat off him. Just
the hat definitely. So,
I think this could have been a moment where Butch shined, especially if I'm going against Xavier and Kofi. You could have just easily swapped him out with Ridge and set Ridge down for being, I don't want to say being unsafe because I don't know whose fault it was, but you could have plugged the two and swapped them out and had a better match.
I'll go New Day.
New Day.
Sheamus and Ridge.
Oh, the contrarian down there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Something different.
Butch. He's gonna get the deciding factor.
All right, next match.
Hold on, before we jump into this hot dumpster fire of a match, yesterday when Pat and Kofi were talking and everything else, McAfee, God love him, the man keeps kayfabe alive. He's like, he goes, that son of a bitch never told me his childhood nickname was Butch. I paid him a lot of money to be on my tag team in NXT, and he never once told me his name was Butch. I'm sitting there, and they announce, hey, Sheamus, Ridge, and Butch, and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is Butch? And then he shows up. Here's that little son of a bitch. Like, it was just tremendous. Like, I'm like, perfect way to keep kayfabe alive. I was more entertained by listening to that 5 minutes than Butch's debut and what he's done since.
You could have played that out on commentary.
Absolutely. So yeah, so let's go into the Lucha Logan Miz.
The other bathroom break match. Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus the Miz and Logan Paul.
Kill me now.
If Logan Paul ain't giving Bad Bunny effort, my expectations are set low for everybody in this match, and I think it's still going to underdeliver.
He said he doesn't need to train as much as Bad Bunny because he's better than Bad Bunny. I mean, they threw out that 1 30-second clip of him doing a frog splash off the top rope, and Miz and I think forget whoever else was in the video. It was like, oh my god, he's a natural. Oh my god, it's like
Snoop jumped off the top rope.
So we're getting a rematch in Hollywood.
I mean, I get, as much as I don't like the Paul brothers, I get the appeal because of the name and the massive following they have on YouTube and what they've done, and they've been self-made. I'm not going to knock them for that. But yeah, to me, there's way too much celebrity on this show. As far as you got this match, you got Knoxville.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need 2, 3, 4 celebrity matches at Mania now. Like, we don't need that,
One's plenty.
And that would have been Pat.
Yeah.
One is too many.
Where's Pat Knight too?
I don't even think I don't even think Pat's I don't even consider Pat a celebrity match.
No.
Like,
No.
I don't even want to predict this. Look, we're what 2, 3 matches into this card for night 1, and I'm
already over it.
Any of
I'm
those
already over it. I'm already over it. I'll pick Miz and Logan Paul because me and the Mysterios don't get along. Could care less what they do. So
Dominic earns his match tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, Logan.
I don't think we'll get that. I'm gonna go with Miz and Logan Paul. I don't think Miz loses 2 years in a row in a celebrity match. They lost to Bad Bunny and Priest last year. I think he gets his win back. 50-50 booking a year later. Miz gets his celebrity match win back.
Maybe we get the Dominic turn tonight.
No, that means your creative will have to be good, and they're not good.
I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but again, it's not gonna be like, oh my god.
I like the Miz, so I'm going Miz and Logan Paul just because of him. So
Next.
All right, up next we got the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which will probably end up biting on the pre-show. I got champion the Usos versus Nakamura and Bugs.
This should have been the Viking Raiders.
You said Bugs on purpose, didn't you? you Jim Ross the name wrong on purpose. Just to get.
He's trying to show you how much he doesn't watch.
Isn't that what McAfee calls them?
Is that the Usos?
The Usos. Yeah. I said.
Why are they holding up ones? There's 3 of them in the ring. They should be we the 3s, not we the ones. I'm so mad that they continue to do this injustice to the Usos when it comes to WrestleManias. It took them 7 years to get on the main card on WrestleMania when they've been arguably the best tag team in WWE for the 10 years that they've been there. And now you put them in this thrown together tag team title match that I have no interest in. At least Nakamura, he's going to get his entrance at Mania and actually wrestle, not like last year where he just walked out to the ring, got his entrance, and then left. It didn't defend the IC title. But hey, the IC title's not defended on this Mania again either. So we're over 2 as far as IC title defenses go.
He got his shine whenever he wrestled AJ.
I think the match will be better just because the Usos are in it. I don't want to see them drop the belt. And if they're going to drop the belt, don't drop the belt to freaking Boogs and Nakamura.
No.
So give me the Usos.
I'm going to Usos.
Usos.
Nothing? Nobody else anything?
No.
All right, move on.
We're
going to need a lot of Hennessy tonight. You're going to need a lot of Hennessy.
Y'all going to be in my ear.
Edward 40 hands. I don't know.
Steve from across the room.
If we have Hennessy tonight, you'll see me in my chair just sleeping the whole show.
Oh.
Let's get into Seth freaking Rollins versus everybody guess who his opponent's going to be.
So let me ask you this, right? If you are debuting Cody, which everybody expects it to be Cody tonight, although rumors and reports where he's backed out, not showing up, plans changed. Seth Rollins has done a fantastic job of teasing who his opponent could be, from Marco Stunt all the way to Corey Graves. It's been tremendous.
Will Smith and Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, like he's just Rollins. The Twitter version of Rollins and this who's my opponent going to be has been fantastic. But if it is Cody, right? If you're Cody, are you upset? Or I don't want to say upset's the right word, but like you have the Austin return tonight. There's other things on this night that will upstage you coming back.
I think anything would upstage. Not anything, but he would have never been the headline. I mean,
do you think that
everything would have been upstaged? I mean, you still have Brock on the roster. You're automatically going to get upstaged.
Like the Hardys coming back as a surprise. Well, that was a true surprise.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, not even the Meltzers and everybody else of the world. So you're not going to get that level pop, especially because, like, to me, the Hardys, like with that return and that, once you heard the music, like it clicked instantaneous. And we talked about theme songs and wrestlers a couple weeks ago. When with theme this Cody, you're not going to play the dashing theme because
too old.
You're not going to play the Stardust theme. And then if
Out the Kingdom,
you're not going to play that.
I mean, he has the rights to it. It's not owned by AEW.
He's coming down in the polka dots, man.
Oh my God! If
he comes down in that, I'm going home. That's total disrespect.
My thing, I just want to see the reaction. I just want to see the reaction from everybody from just 2-3 weeks ago or a month ago, hating Cody's guts to pop.
It's a different audience, though.
It is. I mean, but you still got the wrestling fans in there.
We said what? It was people hated him because he was the WWE type. So can the WWE audience hate him if that's the type he is? If he's even coming back?
I don't know. Like,
if not Cody, what salvages this moment?
Who? So if not Cody, you have Shane.
I don't think that salvages it.
Goldberg.
You want to burn it down, huh?
I'm just gonna put out there. Someone last night said, "Never say never."
That might be the only.
No.
Shane Goldberg or you hear the gong, and Taker walks out there, walks in the ring, choke slam, tombstone, walks out. Last time we see Taker at Mania, because he didn't get the true Mania send off, right? He had the cinematic match. It doesn't hurt Seth at all. You know, there's no harm, no foul. You get Taker his last moment. The place goes bananas. Everybody loves it from a nostalgia feel. Everybody's crying because it's Taker's last moment. He's going in the Hall of Fame. And we have a moment, a WWE moment, right? Those are the three, if not Cody, those are my three options. Donald's so mad right now. I think, listen, if Taker's gong hits, Donald may walk home. He'll leave his car at your house and walk home. He'll walk home. 45-minute walk to his house. He'll walk home.
No. Do not need to see that man again. We seen him last night. You had your hurrah. Get the fuck out the ring.
You didn't see him?
No, I didn't see him because I don't listen to Hall of Fame speeches. That's a school lecture. I tuned that out. No, I don't care. No, if he does that, that's burying Seth on the biggest stage. I don't care if it's hurting him or it is hurting him. It is hurting Seth.
Bury Seth.
It is hurting Seth. It is hurting Seth. An active roster person is getting hurt.
Did it hurt Cena whenever Cena built up to challenging the Undertaker and Undertaker came out and pinned him in 3 minutes?
But Cena wanted the face Taker.
But it's Vince McMahon choosing his opponent, and Undertaker is Vince's guy of Vince's guys.
We need that meme right now because I need Donald's face, and then I need that meme underneath, and I took that personally because that's Donald right now.
Somebody screenshot Donald's face on Jordan looking at the tablet, and the gong hit, and I took that shit personally.
That is burying active roster talent.
Undertaker was just active like 2 months ago.
No. He was active on. I mean, he was active on Twitter.
Okay.
So Undertaker can't come back. What about Mark Calloway? That's a fresh signing right there. He called himself Mark last night. So
I'm done. I'm done.
All right, so if not the Undertaker, what if we hear, what if we hear Ric Flair's music hit?
Oh, that ain't happening.
Did you see pictures of him going around? He got bandages on his forehead. He's all bloodied up. Like, what the hell was Flair doing?
Being Flair. Living the life.
Besides just burning a 40-year friendship over something
stupid.
We're not going to get into that because we're talking Mania here, but I don't know what they do. Honestly, if it's not Cody, if it's not Cody, Shane would be the only other one that I think would get a pop and be like somewhat.
You'll get a good match out of it.
Yeah.
Better be one hell of a forbidden door opening.
It has to be Cody, which is going to be a letdown because it's like so known that you're not going to get the reaction that you would think if it wasn't as talked about as it has been over the last, however many weeks or months it's been since he left AEW. Like,
if Cody doesn't come in tonight or this upcoming week, because we'll say Raw or SmackDown, does Cody come back? Like, do you see like this being like, okay, if he's not back this upcoming week, something else is going on with him?
I know everybody says like you can come home, and Gerald Briscoe talked about that on his podcast with JBL. Like, it's Cody's home, it's the road's home. I just really like. I think he got burned in AEW because it turned into Tony Khan taking over, and it wasn't what the four of them, meaning the Young Bucks, Cody, Omega, talked about and decided on when they launched AEW. And because of that, he didn't want to re-up and re-sign. So do you go back home, but yet you left the place that didn't use you to your potential to begin with?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just
He's
it's
in a
gonna
rock
be
and a
weird.
hard place.
It's gonna
He
be
is.
weird seeing him come out there based off
Yeah.
of his feelings and what he said and has done since he left. It's not like Drew leaving and rebuilding his name and coming back, after being not living up to the potential as the chosen one that Vince bestowed on him. It's completely different from that standpoint. So I don't know. Like, Jay, I'm with you. I'm as curious as the interaction for the reveal as it's going to be.
Whoever it is, Seth loses.
Whoever. Okay.
Next.
I have no comment on this match.
He still got to go through his phases. I don't know what he's going through right now, but playing into his character.
All right. Next up, we got the Raw Women's Championship. Champion Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair.
All right. We'll speed things up here because we still got a couple to get through, and we're already an hour and a half into this.
Got one more left after this.
2 more left after this.
One's a segment, not a match.
Supposedly. Becky cut a really good interview with Ariel Helwani yesterday, I believe. And he asked her flat out, how do you feel about Charlotte and Ronda going on last? And the 2.5 minute response that she gave was spot on, perfect. I agree with everything she said. From storytelling wise to match wise and everything else, those two can't hold a candle to her and Bianca. Having the 2 winners of the women's matches that main evented Mania in the main event for the belt makes more sense, not the 2 losers of the match. And she said flat out, Ronda's name doesn't carry the weight it did 3 years ago whenever we main evented Mania. It's not the same deal. The name's not as big. So if pisses her off, she should be on last with Bianca. I agree. This has been way better storytelling and way better of a match, even though we've seen them 2 wrestle matches before.
I agree with that to an extent, but Ronda's technically the Rumble winner.
That don't mean shit. We've seen Rumble winners not go on last.
For me, I'd rather see. They did it last year. You got the women's Rumble winner night 1, men's Rumble winner night 2. I'd like to see that continue on.
Again, you're going back to formulaic stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to stick to the formula? Last year, Sasha and Bianca deserved the main event spot from not just because Bianca won the Women's Royal Rumble, just story-wise, historical purposes, 2 black women, like all the cards lined up right for them 2 to be in that spot to main event it, not just because it was the Women's Royal Rumble winner getting main evented of night 1.
No, it's Vince. His mind's going to change every time. So
I'm going.
Do you have Bianca? You have Bianca win title in back-to-back Manias here?
I do.
Yeah, I'm taking Bianca. She has to avenge SummerSlam and gives her the Raw Women's Championship now after being SmackDown Women's Champion.
I have, I'm trying to figure out how they play into. They still got to play into Bianca and not Bianca, Becky and Ronda. At some point.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you're unifying titles, this would be the perfect time to build towards that to the next one. But I think I'm gonna go with Bianca just for the revenge factor.
Yeah, I mean, Becky hasn't lost and hasn't been pinned almost as long as Roman Reigns hasn't lost and hasn't been pinned. Granted, you take 9 months out plus for having a baby, but still, Jay, I like your idea with Becky having a belt going up against Ronda with the belt to unify, to play off of that, instead of just having Becky challenge her, but they're on separate brands, so you don't know how that would work. And then if Bianca wins, either way, Bianca or Becky, I don't really know who else is left besides somebody returning, whether it's Asuka or Bayley. They haven't done nothing with Alexa Bliss. She's not even on this card. So
hasn't been seen since the Chamber.
Yeah. So
They leave her over there.
maybe.
Rhea's in the
I'm
tag.
gonna go with Bianca to get the win again. To like you said, Chris, to avenge SummerSlam. So we'll go Bianca.
Okay. Then we'll go to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Champion Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey.
Again, we just kind of recapped it. I don't think we need to explain much more as far as story-wise building up to this match. I think Ronda has truly left Charlotte hanging and hasn't stepped up and been able to bring the level that she's need to bring to make this match worthy of being the main event besides her last name. I almost feel bad for Charlotte because she's definitely done her part to carry this. And Ronda just hasn't given me anything. I'll go with Ronda just because they're going to put the belt on her.
I'm going to go with Ronda, but please just give her a mouthpiece.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Ronda as well. I think just because the name for SmackDown. That's it.
Donald?
The build of the match did. The build does nothing for me. The match does nothing for me. I'd rather have Charlotte with the belt. I'm not a fan of Ronda at all. She does nothing for me.
All right, there's that.
And then, I mean, if you guys want to talk about it, Owens and Stone Cold in the KO segment.
We want to talk about it. This is going to be the most talked about thing out of this WrestleMania.
It's a segment.
It'll be the most talked about thing of this WrestleMania.
It will, but yeah, it's a segment.
It's a match.
After hours, Chris.
I mean, a lot of this card is that it's. I mean, unfortunately, this is what I'm most looking forward to.
I'm going with KO.
Owens has been tremendous.
What are you going with, though? Like,
huh?
What are you going with if it's not a match?
He's reclaiming the stunner, or he's taking the stunner. It's his move now.
No.
I'm looking forward to it, but it's not a match to me.
No.
Can I tell you, my family loved that segment where he personated Steve Austin. They hated him. They loved it, and they don't watch wrestling. Now, my brother, for the other fact that it was grown as men standing up, he was dying that they were popping for Stone Cold, but they ate it up.
I mean, it's going to be the loudest pop of the weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, definitely.
That's why I don't see KO. Like, you're going to get Austin, chugging beers and throwing them up, to end the night. If that's it. Going to be the last segment,
You really think they're going to put this on last? I would open the show with this. To get the crowd hyped, to get the crowd hot, to get them excited, to get them happy, in a good mood.
Get Stone Cold back in bed early.
Yeah. Then what else do you really have to watch the rest of the night?
Becky and Bianca.
Becky and Bianca, the only thing.
I don't know. It's tough because you don't know, and they might not even know until right today, what they're putting on the last, because they've been telling Kevin Owens to say he's the main event. Charlotte and Ronda have been saying they're the main event. So.
He was saying Seth. He was during the interview when he was meeting with Vince McMahon. He was saying you're the main event. So you don't know what's the main event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would put this on last. I'm sorry, I would put this on first.
Yeah. I usually, like, when they do stuff for Raw, like when Stone Cold comes back, he usually is first. Kind of kicks off stuff. So I could understand that, but or do you just have it as a in between somewhere else on the card, like building up to the main event?
I would have them setting up. I would have them look like they're setting up the chairs and the KO graphic and all that on the big set sign. And as they're doing that, Stone Cold's music hits, stomps a mud hole down in the ring, gets the microphone, cuts a promo. We're not doing the Kevin Owens show. Get your ass out here, boy. I'm gonna walk you dry. Hit all the Stone Cold classics. KO come out. They go at it. Stunner, beer bath. We're off and running. Night one WrestleMania.
Everybody goes home.
Happy Corbin's music hits.
That's I think where probably that would be the problem right now. Trying to book this is
if you don't open with this, I think you open with Becky and Bianca.
Yes.
You put this on in the middle, Charlotte and Ronda at the end.
okay. Only one way to find out.
I don't even want to say match of the night because this card is like super lackluster, dude.
Yeah.
I'll go Bianca Bailey or Bianca Becky.
I would too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Seth.
All right, so that's our NXT WrestleMania breakdown and predictions for day 1, night 1 of WrestleMania. We'll be on live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, recapping night 1 of WrestleMania, predicting night 2, leading into the kickoff show for Sunday, WrestleMania Sunday. And with that being said, let's hop on over to One Gotta Go.
All right, Jason. Last week, 4 seasons. The people voted. Winner gotta go.
That's the curmudgeons that live here in Pittsburgh.
Yes, it was.
Because it's
Chris
freaking
voted twice.
April.
3 times.
Yes, it was. The same here.
Spammed his own.
It was
It's
like
April and it's 30 degrees outside. And we got hoodies on. That's exactly what that is. So I didn't partake in it. Like I said, I wasn't voting for that lackluster performance you gave last week. Put no thought into it at all. So yeah, I boycotted the vote altogether.
Was it the most voted?
It was not. No.
Yeah, no.
It got a good amount of votes though.
See, I'm trying to relate to the people. Everybody. You want to be AEW and stick in a niche groove. I'm trying to be
Whoa.
WWE.
Pause that.
Be global.
Pause that.
All right, Steve, it's your week.
I'm not voting. I already see white men can't jump. No.
So this week was the 30-year anniversary of White Man Can't Jump, which is this classic Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson movie, and because of that, and we're in the final 4 here for March Madness. I decided to go with best basketball movies. There are some honorable mentions that didn't make the list that I would have put on here, but I kind of went with ones that came out around the same time and had the similar feel to it. So White Man Can't Jump, Blue Chips, He Got Game, and Above the Rim. Which one out of these 4 got to go?
Above the Rim is going nowhere for soundtrack alone.
if you're that good, who did the soundtrack?
Who did it?
Yeah, studio.
I don't know.
Yeah, the Death Row Records.
Give a damn about that. The music was on point. Studio shit. As long as the music was good.
We're so old because kids nowadays have no idea what soundtracks to movies are all about. Like they have no idea. Like, so yeah, this was one of the best soundtracks to a movie.
The closest they have is Guardians of the Galaxy. That's it.
I could say that, yes. First one.
Yeah.
He Got Game and Stand just for Jesus Shuttleworth. And I think White Man Can't Jump is the top on this list, so Blue Chips got to go.
You're kicking off Neon Budo and Butch McRae.
I mean, all they had was the trail alley-oop. That was the only highlight of this movie.
Was
the alley-oop.
This exposed the fraud of the NCAA with paying players and money and going from first to worst. You got Dick Vitale out there. You got Bobby Hurley in Indiana gear, even though he was a Duke player. Calvert Chaney, like.
So you want me to kick off Rosie Perez or Denzel?
If Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight out there.
Bobby Knight out there the last game.
Ricky Rowe, the Indiana jump shot. Larry Bird, like.
And you know what? Here's the bad part. I never even watched He Got Game.
You're just going on the myth that is Jesus Shuttlesworth. That's what you're going off of.
I know where Allen can't act. It was probably terrible, but I'm gonna take Blue Chips off.
Donald,
this is tough. I love all 4 movies, but I will have to say I'm gonna get scolded, but White Man Can't Jump gotta go.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
Just because Blue Chips, He Got Game and Above the Rim sent the message.
This ain't in the message. Don't trust hustlers.
White Men Can't Jump. That's the message.
I think I could watch the other 3 movies all the time. White Man Can't Jump. I can only take but so much.
Well, you can't listen to Jimmy. Okay, you can't hear Jimmy. I mean, Rosie Perez. Like, come on.
It's a basketball movie. She was just a gold digger, a smart gold digger. No, yeah. White Man Can't Jump. Gotta go.
Terrible take.
I've seen 3 of the 4.
Sizzler. Like,
I'm surprised you've seen 3 of the 4.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
The only one.
Chris, you've seen 3 of these 4? 3 of the 4.
This is
Wow.
The only one I haven't seen is Above the Rim.
Oh, that 100% fits. That 100% fits. Absolutely.
I don't have that DVD to lend you, so sorry.
No problem.
oh.
So I could go with that one. That's usually my MO. I just go with the one I haven't seen. But the 3 I have seen, Blue Chips would probably gotta go for me too.
Wow.
Chris was riding high and was just like nose dived. Come on.
White Man Can't Jump, obviously staying on the list. Above the Rim staying on the list. I'm gonna get rid of He Got Game out of these 4. Jesus Shuttlesworth, for what it was. You know, Denzel was great in that movie, but
yes, he played a hell of a part.
You know, He Got Game got to go for me. So there were, like I said, there were a lot of honorable mentions here. You know, he had Basketball Diaries. You had Sunset Park.
So good. Yeah.
I was even thinking Hoop Dreams, but that's more documentary, so I didn't want to include that because to me that wasn't a movie. Like these were actual movies. Hoop Dreams was documentary.
Coach Carter.
You could have put a bunch of college.
Coach Carter, Glory Road.
Carter,
Like there was a ton of good basketball movies. He got Love and Basketball. Like you know,
don't put that on here.
I didn't.
I'm not even a basketball person now, and I like basketball movies.
So yeah, but yeah, no, that's what I went for. Good list, good conversation.
Good list,
good topics.
You know what I can't get past? Actors playing basketball.
Like
some do it good. Some do it good, and they hide it with camera tricks. But sometimes it's just like, nah.
You gotta get that cardio workout in to build up for it.
You don't need that.
I was, you know, maybe I thought about putting little Bow Wow and Air Bud up there, but you know, I didn't want to go that way.
Yeah,
you
did. This was good. Yeah, this was good.
Space Jam, not LeBron Space Jam, Jordan Space Jam. LeBron Space Jam was terrible. So
LeBron Space Jam would have got out of there.
Yeah, but no, I tried to go with the most competitive list, and those were the 4 that I landed on. So there's that. So vote along this week. Let us know which one. Yeah, let us know which one got to go. And with that, let's take it home and get in the final thoughts.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to episode 80. Before we send things home, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you get notifications when we go live each week. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at DumbMarksPod. Don't forget that our audio-only edition of the show is available on demand on all your favorite podcast platforms. Support the show by telling a friend about us and purchasing our official merch at prowrestlingtees.com/DumbMarksPod. And as we mentioned earlier, Podomania 2 continues. As we said, WrestleMania Sunday predictions tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern as a pre-show to the pre-show. Then Tuesday, April 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be hosting WrestleMania wrap-up show. So make sure you follow and like all those. And for the past month, we've been doing Mania Madness. And we concluded voting this week to end March. And the winner was Stone Cold Steve Austin. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. We had a lot of votes for this. Definitely a great way to interact with everybody. I think we all had fun doing it. So, let us know if you want to see something like this down the line again, or maybe we'll try to create something different for a different event.
Well, what was the margin?
Like close to winning?
Yeah,
actually,
the difference.
Building up to it, Austin and Rock got the most votes building up to it. But in the end, Austin got the most votes. Like, it wasn't really close.
I mean, like, or like in this final match.
The difference.
Yeah, it was, I don't remember the exact.
Mine was dead tied.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact number, but Austin won. Like, it wasn't even like it was like close to a tie or anything. Austin won hands down.
Damn.
All
Which
right.
surprised
Donald,
me because they were both for how much they were back and forth.
Donald, anything gaming wise you want to touch on here?
Yeah, quick gaming news. PlayStation, Sony finally unveiled PlayStation Plus. So Spartacus is now officially PlayStation Plus. So it's going to be like Xbox Game Pass. They did announce the prices. So the first tier, which I explained before, PlayStation Plus Essential, is going to be like normal PlayStation Plus is now. So that'll be $60 a year. PlayStation Extra, that's going to be the one where you could download the PS4 and PS5 games. That is going to be $100 a year, $99. And the one that everybody's going for is the PlayStation Premium with the PS1, 2, 3 PSP games and all that. That's going to be $120 a year. People are mad about it because there's not going to be no first day games on there from first parties. So like God of War Ragnarok's not going to be on there. Everybody's mad because the PS3 is just going to be streaming only. All the other ones you could download or stream them. So you're not going to be able to play PS3 natively. So a lot of people's mad about that also. And also if you have PlayStation Now, your account will automatically be converted into the PlayStation Premium, the highest tier one. And people are already hacking that by buying up 5 years of PlayStation Now. So they get PlayStation Premium for 5 years set. And Sony already cut that down. So you can't buy PlayStation Now anymore. So you have to wait until PlayStation Premium come out.
Was it the same price?
No, it was actually $100. So it was actually $20 cheaper. But everybody was buying 5 years of that to log over. Also, last week, I forgot to mention this, but the top 13 toxic gaming communities list came out. And I'm just going to say the top three. The top three was number 1 being Call of Duty, number 2 being Mortal Kombat, and number 3 was a shocker, was the Sonic the Hedgehog community. I don't know what got people mad about Sonic and all that.
The movie?
But no, not the movie.
Movie was good.
No, the movie was good. Everybody liked the movie.
Yeah.
How do you even interact with the? Is it?
I don't know.
Unless you're playing racers.
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, they have the top 10. Madden was number 5, if you're asking, and 2K was number 4. So that rolls out your top 5. And also, I just have one entertainment thing. Netflix is making a live action movie of Voltron and Mayman. And kill me now. Just stop.
Did you
That's what Netflix is all about.
Castlevania?
What about?
Did you mention that?
Oh no, that was an April Fool's joke. Yeah, I got caught up in the. I got caught up in April Fool's. Yeah.
In them sheets.
The guy I was watching was doing the video, and it was so real. And then at the end, he was like, "I got you." But Sony is having a state of play next week. It's supposed to be next Wednesday to show off the PlayStation VR 2 and big announcement. So I could be right.
Could be right. Okay.
Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
All right. This week, close the show here. I got 2 quotes. I'm going to combine them together because I think they sound better as one and sound better together as one long quote instead of 2 separate quotes. So, with that being said, you're getting distracted again. You got dreams to chase, not people to impress. Wake up, get your shit together. Self-care, happiness, inner peace, and your time. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in for episode 2 of Podomania 2. We'll be back again tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, recapping WrestleMania Night 1, NXT Stand and Deliver, getting you ready for Night 2 of WrestleMania. And you're Mark, I'm a Mark Telemark. Until tomorrow at 5. Y'all can catch us around the way.